Download Investigate TV for your Roku and Amazon Fire devices.
Coming up on Mountain News this morning, people across the Commonwealth take part in an annual tradition celebrating their faith. And colorful statues with special meanings will soon find their homes across the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is about 6:31. I'm Keaton Hall. Dakota Makris is off this morning. Brandon Robinson also off this morning. So let's throw it over to Evan Hatter with a look at the weather.
Hey, good morning yet again, Keaton. It's been a soggy morning for some as we kick off more severe weather alert day coverage here on this Kentucky Oaks Friday. A lot of busy weekend going on in the state, not just in Louisville, but around here as well. Excuse me, I-64 at Moorhead. You see the cloudy skies we've been dealing with. Rainfall moving out, but you still see some shiny spots there on the roadway. We're not completely done with the rain yet. Out front of WYMT here in Hazard, it's just overcast. We are dry at this time, but that will change later on today. Low to mid-60s around the region. It is a mild one out there. It's going to be a mild one as well thanks to this. Well, what's causing this? Warm front causing this rain, pushing up out of the Big Sandy now into portions of West Virginia. That'll be leaving the viewing area shortly. A couple of showers, maybe trying to sneak into parts of Powell and Menifee counties this morning. But other than that, we keep our attention to the south, where we could see more in the way of strong thunderstorms heading in our direction. So as we head out the door this morning, we're okay to start, but the rain chances increase as we go throughout the day. We're in the mid-60s to upper 60s, into the low to mid-70s by this afternoon. And that's when we have to keep an eye out for strong to severe thunderstorms. I'll have the latest on the potential timing and threats coming up in just a few minutes. Keaton?
Thanks, Evan. A suspect accused of trying to escape from the Whitley County Jail appeared in court on Thursday. Nicholas Rucker was arraigned in Whitley County District Court. A not guilty plea was entered for him on kidnapping and escape charges. He's accused of conspiring with other inmates to escape, including convicted murderer Paul Brock. He's still facing a murder charge as well. Rucker will be back in court on May 16th at 9 a.m. One Pike County man is being celebrated for his quick action in saving a man from a burning car. When Justin Kessenberry heard an explosion near Elkhorn City Home Tuesday, he quickly realized someone had driven their car off the road and it was on fire. His neighbors worked to get the fire out. Worried whoever was inside was dead, Kessenberry saw a small sign of life through the smoke and pulled the driver out of the car.
I just took action and I did the best I could, you know, and I was thinking ahead, trying to be safe about everything, but the one thing that kept going through my mind is just save him no matter what the cost, you know what I mean?
The man made it out safely and is now said to be recovering from home. Many locals, including Elkhorn City's police officers, are celebrating the selflessness they say Kessenberry displayed in fighting through the fire for a neighbor. Yesterday was the annual National Day of Prayer, a tradition that some say dates back to the founding of the country. WYMT's Zach Hawk has more from events and gatherings across the mountains that celebrated the day.
People in Pikeville have been gathering for the National Day of Prayer since 1995.
I've had the privilege of being a part of the National Day of Prayer in Pike County since 1997.
Locations and times have changed, but the reason remains the same.
We just believe there's something important about coming together outdoors when weather permits, you know, a visible witness to the community of people coming together to pray for a common purpose and a common cause.
In Hazard, people offered prayers for the nation and the 7 areas organizers want to emphasize: government, military, businesses, churches, education, families, and the media.
God's Word teaches us or tells us that we need to pray for those folks that are in authority. We need to pray for those people that are making decisions that affect everyone.
From a prayer walk in Williamsburg to a gathering in Barberville, all the way back to Pikeville, Pastor Scott Robinson says the combined power of prayer is their connecting force.
You do get people from different churches, different traditions all together, but it's recognized the commonality that we are here to serve our community and shine the light of Christ in those places in our world that, you know, really need it.
National Day of Prayer organizers say the day belongs to all Americans, transcending differences and bringing together people from all walks of life. Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
The 2022 National Day of Prayer theme was Exalt the Lord who has established us, from the New Testament's book of Colossians. Students, faculty, and staff gathered at North Point Academy in Pike County yesterday to take part in the Pike County Special Olympics. People from several county schools, as well as Pikeville and Jenkins Independent Schools, took part in the fun. The county's Jobs for American graduate students also helped with the event to ensure things ran smoothly.
And I couldn't think of a better way for all of Pike County JAG students to do a community service project together, and that was to do Special Olympics.
Say the event was a great success, and after being canceled the last 2 years due to the pandemic, it was great to be back. 72 colorful horses, full-size horses, all artistically designed, will soon make their way to their new homes across Kentucky. Horse Mania is returning, and it's raising money once again for Lex Arts. Each horse painted has a special story. The meaning is different for each one. Amazing April is one of those horses, a labor of love from family and friends grieving the loss of a woman who endured a 7-year battle with breast cancer. April Neese, who grew up in Hazard, inspired countless people along her journey.
This girl with the wild hair and the wild spirit and the joy, we just connected. And so over the last 12 years, it was truly one of those magical friendships.
Amazing April horse will be permanently placed at the St. Joseph East Cancer Treatment Center. People in Knott County are getting ready for Derby weekend in their own way with the Knott County Trail Ride. Riders from across the area have made their way to the Mine Made Adventure Park to enjoy the trails on horseback. Volunteers with the Appalachian Horse Project have taken the opportunity to hide kindness rocks along the trails, painted rocks that are meant to inspire kindness and horse conservation.
And for people to have fun, to find it, oh look, this is really cute, keep it, re-hide it. They've got our hashtag on the back of it. They can find us on social media.
Those that turn in kindness rocks can expect a small prize, and they're encouraged to re-hide the rock afterwards. Kentucky Derby fans are keeping a close eye on the weather as rain stays in the forecast. So what happens at Churchill Downs when 100,000 people are packed into 150 acres and the weather gets a little rowdier than just rain? Josh Ninke went out to the track to find out.
I'm going to Oaks tomorrow, so I'm a little worried about that. I brought ponchos. I hope it doesn't happen.
But it probably will. We're expecting plenty of rain and maybe even some strong storms.
So that's nothing unusual.
Darren Rogers with the Kentucky Derby says about half the time it's wet, like in 2018 when Justify won the run for the admittedly soggy roses. There are only two things that will stop these horses from racing. One, an absolute torrential downpour. Two, a lightning strike. That's when you need to check out the Jumbotron and see where to find cover.
With every new investment that we've made in terms of facility upgrades, there is a lot of place to seek shelter.
There have already been delays this week. One took about half an hour. Rogers says the longest he can remember is closer to an entire hour.
Say a storm blows through and you have the lightning strikes in the area. You seek shelter. Well, then the all clear is given, but you still may need to groom and maintain the track to ensure a safe racing surface. So sometimes that'll take a little extra time.
But whether there's rain or delays,
Go Peanuts!
A lot of people are just glad to be here. At Churchill Downs, Josh Ninke, Wave News.
And just like they're watching the weather at Churchill Downs, we're watching the weather here in the mountains. You see it's a soggy morning. US 119, US 23 camera into Pikeville this morning as our warm front continues to push on out of the region. I-75 in London, a similar story. We've got plenty of rain moving on out for now, but more on the way as we head later on into the afternoon and evening hours. We're in the low 60s, low to mid 60s right now throughout the region. We'll warm up into the 70s with a chance for strong to severe thunderstorms as we run through the remainder of our Friday afternoon and evening. Keaton?
Thanks, Evan. And thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:40. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Some new estimates show a sharp increase in the number of COVID deaths around the world. That's just ahead.
Forecast sponsored by Big Sandy Heating and Cooling, the king of comfort.